So I'm a Trekkie, in case you guys didn't know, and that's not Trekker, that's Trekie. Because I love classic Star Trek.
Live long and prosper.
Spock is bae. So if you want to blame anyone, blame my dad, because he's the one that showed us classic Star Trek. 60s, Kirk, Spock, and Bones boldly going where no one has gone before. So to show my appreciation for my dad, one Father's Day, I made him Star Trek in 60 seconds.
La 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 la. Once upon a time, there was a kid who lived in Iowa. He wanted to be a starship captain like his dad, so he did. But first he met a cranky doctor and a pointy-eared guy with no emotions.
Live long and prosper.
They all went to school together. He messed with the computer and won this test so they could all explore the galaxy along with a Scottish engineer, an Asian helmsman, a pretty black girl, a nurse, and a little Russian man who joined later. Oh, and there was also a yeoman, but she got kicked off like the first year. So all of them had lots of fun, bouncing through time warps, catching crazy diseases, battling guys with bumpy foreheads, meeting lots of pretty girls, and having their ship infested by puffballs. After that, they made the Iowa captain an admiral. Yay! He was very happy until he got homesick for his ship. So he found out about a cloud in space that was destroying lots of
Bones.
people. He got his crew together, shoved the new captain out of the way, and went on his way to stop the cloud. Unfortunately, the pointy-eared guy was on his planet trying to get rid of the rest of his emotions. He found that he couldn't, and he was pretty bummed, but he decided to go back on the ship and see if he could help out. The ship was being pulled through flashing lights of blue spirals to a place where they were going to meet the master of the cloud. They figured out that all they had to do was feed him the new captain and he would explode.
Yay!
Then they all lived happily ever after. Except the Iowa guy still wasn't the captain, so he went on board the ship to inspect it and take it for a test spin with a really serious girl, when the little Russian man who was working on this project that could create planets found this centuries-old enemy of the Iowa admiral. So the centuries-old enemy and his super-strong friends told the little Russian man and his companion to help them, but they wouldn't. So they put these bugs in their ears that would make them go crazy. Then this scientist girl and her son got scared, so they came to save them. They found the two guys with bugs in their ears. One of the guy's bugs fell out, but the other guy died. And everyone was stranded there by the centuries-old enemy who had stolen the machine that could make planets. The pointy-eared guy showed up and rescued them, just in time to have a battle with the enemy, who tried to destroy them with the planet-making machine. The pointy-eared guy died a brave death, so they had a funeral, and the Scottish engineer played his bagpipes. They dumped his coffin on a new planet and flew away. Everyone was really sad, until the father of the pointy-eared guy showed up and said that the pointy-eared guy was not dead after all. So the Iowa admiral stole a ship and headed to the Forbidden Planet. However, there were some bad guys with bumpy foreheads who wanted to get there first. The bad guys killed the girl scientist's son, but the Iowa admiral killed the bad guys with bumpy foreheads. And they were all happy, but then they realized they would get in trouble for stealing the spaceship. On the way back, they found out that an alien ship wanted to talk to some whales, but all the whales were dead. So the Iowa admiral decided to go back in time and get some. So they did, and a girl from the past snuck onto their ship. So everyone was happy, and they saved the Earth, that they made the Iowa admiral a captain again. But then the pointy-eared guy's half-brother wanted to find God, but that wasn't canon. Then they were all old, but they had to go and try to make peace with the guys with bumpy foreheads. But someone on their ship killed someone important, so the Iowa captain and the cranky doctor had to work in the mines. They ran into a pretty girl who wanted to help them, so the Iowa captain kissed her, and then they found out she was an ugly monster. Finally, the pointy-eared guy found out who the bad guy was, and they all saved the galaxy from war and flew away in their ship to live happily ever after. For now.
So tell me how you liked that. I do this a lot. So tell me how you liked that, and tell me if you're more of a Star Wars or a Star Trek fan yourself. Please subscribe, like, please do not dislike, and please comment below and tell me if you're more of a Star Wars fan or a Star Trek fan. I was such a Trekkie when I was a teenager. I actually have tons and tons and tons and tons of Star Trek fanfics that I wrote when I was a teenager that are not on my blog because teenage feels and angst and romance from a homeschooled teenager who knew nothing about romance. Not sure the world is ready to see that, but if you really, really want me to share them, then please vote in the comments below, and if I get enough votes, I'll link to a couple of them in the description. Love you all so much. Bye! Car! If you got that, you're good.